Somehow we're all connected. And somewhere you were either laying looking under the stars, doodling, laying in your bed, and you said to yourself, man, I wish I could find something that I could make the world a better place and get what's doing it. I think you did that. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of you did that. And then whatever is out there in the universe said, let's do this. And so we're doing it all together. TRANZACT card is a family. And you're a part of that family. Even you people that are standing there and you raise your hand and said, this is the first time I've seen it. I'm pretty sure you have that same wish. See, we all generally are good people. We've got a lot of bad misnomers in our lives. And we think money's the root of all evil. No, it's not. Money's a magnifier. If you're a good person, and you have a lot of money, guess what? You're going to be a better person. If you're a terrible, rotten person, and you have a lot of money, holy moly, let's run away from you. Because you're going to be very terrible. Would they all agree with that? It's a magnifier. And I believe everybody in this room is a pretty good person. And I want to have you fulfill your dreams. Now, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and you probably feel like you're drinking from a fire hose, especially with this cutting out on us. But I will say this. It's simple. You're a digital branch office of an online bank that's known as FINMO, Financial Momentum for the Natural Person. See, the one thing you need to understand is most banks have their customers, and their customers aren't us. Where's what feeds their customer base? Your deposits is what they loan to governments, Fortune 500 companies. It's a fact. There's not very many banks that take care of us. We're the first that I'm aware of that doubles your dollars with every swipe of a debit card, not a credit card. We're not putting you in debt. Millions of transactions happen with debit cards. You all do it all the time. You pay your light bill, you pay your Wi-Fi, you pay your cable bill, you buy your gasoline with a debit card. The TRANZACT card just gives you a dollar for dollar valuation for every swipe. That's a pretty easy sell, especially when they get to go on a cruise line and spend nothing but Z-Bucks. Follow what I'm saying? Some people are only going to do that. I know my wife's going to swipe her keister off so she can buy an Airstream camper trailer. And I'll fly over in the private jet and wave at her and end up where she is. No, just kidding. I'm not a big camper person, but I grew up with a camper. But I actually want to fulfill her dream and let her buy. Come on, Seth. Sorry, I'm a ball baby. I want to watch her buy an Airstream camper trailer. Use Z-Bucks. You saw that. You saw the highlights. It's true. I'm not the banker. I'm the e-commerce guy. I'm the guy that took a mood ring to a professor at Brigham Young University and said, can we do something more than a rock on the end of a ring? The most famous product that's been developed from that technology is the Coors Light can. When the beer's cold enough, the Rocky Mountains turn blue. I'm the inventor of that.
Wow.
I sold that at 23 years old. I thought it was going to be a pet rock or a hula hoop, and so I walked away from it. One of my importers that I was buying t-shirts through, I had Domestic, Fruit of the Loom, and Hanes, and then the importers, and they were better quality shirts, and they were about half the price. Well, once I sold the company, the new owners decided not to do imports anymore, and so he approached me and asked me, hey, you want to do business together? That's what got me into e-commerce. I took the second company to ever retail products on the World Wide Web public. We used to make fun of Jeff Bezos' bookstore. For 20 years, he was a bookstore. Now it's the 800-pound gorilla in retail. Until TRANZACT card. And I'll tell you why. It's a better model. It's just a better model. Your customers are going to swipe their cards. You're going to make money from their swipes. So every time they earn a Z-Buck, you're getting paid. If you're a digital branch office, that's how it works. And if they get on a cruise line and go for the first time, see, my whole dream is you ladies right here. You're DBOs, and you go to the grocery store. The lady across the street signs up as a TRANZACT card. Come, you're picturing it in your mind's eye. She signs up as a TRANZACT card. She's in the bread aisle. You're walking down the bread. Now, traditionally, in a direct sales company, you know what happens to her? She tries to sneak away so you don't try to sell her more ocean posts and piles of bills. Am I right? She's going to drop the bread. She's going to run up and give you a bear hug. And she's going to say, "You changed my life. I just took my husband on our first cruise. I'd never thought it could go on ever. You've changed my life. Thank you for giving me that funny look." Everybody kind of see what we're doing here? Come join us. And for Pete's sakes, if you're going to sign up, work with the person that brought you or the person that brought them or the person that brought them and get your free so we can rebate back your money and you're not working on house money or your cash flow positive. If you want to know the truth, we're the first franchise that does anything like unto that. We rebate your $500. You know why? I don't want your money. I want the contacts on your phones and that lady across the street to swipe. I want you to make the kind of money you thought you always wanted to make. So why am I charging the $500? You can't be a franchise unless you charge a fee. It's a part of the rules. We're as low as you can get. We had to argue for the point that we wanted to do it this low. But they can't tell me I can't rebate it back to you. That's why we do the rebate. And I'm so serious about the rebate that I pay 10 other people $50 to help you get that. Don't I, Scott? Why am I doing that? Because this is one big family. We're going to help each other become successful, one swipe at a time. I just want you to feel what we are all about. I am the ball baby of the two partners. I am the e-commerce guy. And I'm going to tell you I'm not a genius. The 800-pound gorilla, there's two of them. Walmart and Amazon. They're the retail giants. Walmart and Amazon. Walmart's been doing it this way for years. Do you know when you go buy something at Walmart and you scan it across the scanner, it goes boop, boop? 90 days after that, the manufacturer gets paid. Let me just say that one more time. When you go boop, boop, 90 days later, that's when the stopwatch starts, not stops. 90 days later, the manufacturer gets paid. Amazon started doing that in 2019, just as we were going into the pandemic. Guess what? It's killing manufacturers and wholesale distribution. Some of the biggest wholesale manufacturers have told me we have to go to our banks to get a loan against our receivables at Amazon. I said, why do we leave them? Can't do it. It's more than 50% of our sales. All right, sign the contract. They sign the contract. Guess what? I pay them before the club, the balls, or the shoe get shipped to you. The money's in their account. I'm painting a picture. I'm hoping you're seeing what I'm laying down. One, I want your customers to be happy and give you a hug, right? 2, I want you guys to make all kinds of money. You seeing that one? 3, we're taking care of wholesale manufacturers and wholesale distributors. Let me tell you the 4th one. There's some banks that don't want to get bought. There's some banks that don't want to go out of business. We've heard a lot of, scary things out of the West Coast financial crisis for some banks. We've all heard it, right? Probably scared you a little bit if you've been in this. Don't. For 20 years, 14,000 different banking institutions have gone down to 7,000. Cut in half. You never hear about it, do you? You know why? The FDIC brokers deals and the big boys keep buying. We're going to take care of the little banks. It's specifically minority-owned banks because they're stubborn and they don't want to get bought. But they have a hard time. See, most big banks have 2 distinct advantages. Number 1, there's a thing called Tier 1 capital. That's the money they have to have in reserve to be able to loan out your deposit. It's called Tier 1 capital. And when big banks get in trouble and don't have enough of it, they go to the Fed window and knock and say, we're too big to fail, give us some money. Happened in 2008. I got a lot of this. What happened? Little banks don't have that access. They need the Tier 1 capital. Number 2, great big banks, when they have a lot of Tier 1 capital, they go to Madison Avenue and they write a great big fat check and they do advertising, they get brand new customers with some kind of whoopty-doopty formulation promotion. So what do? We bring the customers because you're the new face of banking. You're the new face of banking. You help us bring new customers. Why do we do it this way? Does anybody know? We could have went and got all those influencers and just kept all the money. Why am I sharing it with you? Does anybody know? What's that? Attention. Thanks, Scotty. Let's talk about that. Sometimes bigger's not better. You hearing me? Sometimes bigger's not better. Let me tell you a little story. I was 8 years old. I lost my dad's hammer. He made sure he didn't yell at me too much. Made me go get on my banana seat bike. Remember them? Banana seat? Got on my bike and did what I was told. Go down to Colab Lumber. Only in Utah you get a Colab Lumber. Go down to Colab Lumber and get a hammer, Ricky. That's what my dad called me. Got on my banana bike and got about halfway down the block and turned around and rode back. I said, Dad, don't I need some money? He said, tell Chip, ask Chip Reynolds. He's the owner of the store. Tell him you're Ricky Smith, Courtney Smith's son, and you need a hammer. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do what you say. Jumped on my banana bike and rode down about 1.5 miles down to Colab Lumber. Are you Chip Reynolds? Yep. I need a hammer. He helped me pick out the hammer that was pretty close to what I lost. He backed it up for me, and he made me sign my name. That was the scariest part, by the way. I wasn't really good in cursing yet. Wrote my name, jumped on the bike, and rode home and gave my dad the hammer that replaced the one I lost. Tried to do that at Home Depot or Lowe's. Bigger's not better. If you're not buying paint, they don't even talk to you, those 2 great big ones, and when they say it's bigger. Is the pricing better? I don't know. Bigger's not better all the time, especially in banking. See, this is just step 1. We talk about this debit card. Banks offer more than just a debit card, don't they? How about credit cards? What if we turn well, better be careful here. What if I turn the TRANZACT card that you can toggle a switch back and forth and one that can draw down on credit and still pay a Z-Bucks, or do debit and get Z-Bucks? Guess what? Every time a Z-Buck gets turned, you get paid. Start to see this? How about auto loans? banks do auto loans. But we know none of us get loans from a bank, do we? We always go to credit unions. You know why? It's cheaper. So what if we get auto loans as cheap as credit unions, but we have a little bit of a twist? Every time they make an online payment or an on-time payment, I'm going to give them a $1 Z-Buck. And every time a Z-Buck gets issued, who gets paid? Who gets paid? Okay, we starting to see some things here.
This is great.
One of my pet peeves, 30-year mortgages. You know why? You pay for your house 4.5 times. You all know this. Everybody does this. Every time I bring it up, you do this. You buy your house. You pay for your house 4.5 times. What if my crazy Australian partner got us that have simple interest and be more like Australian banking, and I don't know how it's going to work, but you only end up paying for your house 2.5 times. Is that financial momentum? Okay. Don't know how you're going to get paid. Don't know any of that. Sharing with you where we're headed. Come on. Okay. Can you kind of see what you're in? Now, everybody asks me all the time. Number one, why are you doing this? Number two, how are you doing this? Number three, are you for real? I'm going to answer the first one last, or first. The last one first. Am I for real? Yep, I'm right here.
Yes.
I make money every time somebody spends a Z-Buck. Come on, you guys are smart enough to figure that out. You go to the mall, and I don't care if it's the discount mall, way down there on the south side of the strip. There's margins in those products, are there not? There's about a double, sometimes a triple. So when you buy Lululemons, at the Lululemon store, I don't even know if there's such a thing. When you buy Lululemons at the Lululemon store, there's a double in those Lululemons. So you can pay for $120, the retail markup is $60. I just don't mark it up as much. I'm not even touching it. Lululemon's shipping it to you. You see the difference? Why doesn't Amazon copy us? They can't. They got shareholders to answer to. So we put our entire ownership of all the company into trust for the benefit of your card members. Now, I'm going to make a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But you know what? We're not for sale. Who saw that? Who saw that? We stated it right on our manifesto online. We're not for sale. Why? 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want to sell. Simple enough. Number two, the minute we sold, it's the only ones that would buy us, the bank. You know the first thing they get rid of? The DBOs. We're not for sale. How do we do it? So I got that. Are we for real? And how do we do it? We do it because we make money on interchange. Who's got a merchant account? Who processes? Who has a merchant account? There's fees, aren't there? Every time you take a card, you pay fees, don't you? Every time. You don't even get a choice, do you? Who gets those fees?
Big banks.
Big banks. The card issuer.
Bastards.
Don't you like if we turn around and give it back to you? We're the card issuer. So that's where I collect the money from Swipe. It's because I issued the card. Are they going to want to use our card or any other card? John told you about that. So why question that? We collect the fees. Instead of keeping it for ourselves, we pay it to you. It's never been done before. It'll never be done again. Banks are greedy bastards. I didn't say it, he did. Okay, last but not least. I already started with this, but I'm going to go right back to it. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it this way? Well, one thing is for sure. Paula, whoever whoever your card members are, they probably love you. Because you're not going to go to a stranger, are you? You'll probably go to somebody you know. Not for a loan, just to give them a card. So Paula gives them a card. I'm sorry to pick on you, and I don't mean to. None of Paula's friends are going to default on Paula. She's not liable for it. They know her. They don't want to be embarrassed. See, old-time banking, you knew your banker. Now you're just a damn number. Oh, I don't need to pay it this month. Sometimes it's better to be smaller and have you be the new face of banking. See what we're doing? You're not liable for it, Paula, but they know you and they don't want to be embarrassed by defaulting on their car loan because they got the loan through you. You're the new face of banking. Can you see the power of that? And I already told you, there's 4 great things in life. We didn't talk about the one because it's way too intimate. Didn't get as many laughs as I used to. I love making money. I love spending money. Not quite as much as my wife, but I love spending money too. But the greatest thing in life is to help you with money. I can't wait to come back to the launch here in Las Vegas. Paula comes, give me a hug. Say, not only did I make my money back, but I'm making $1,000 a week. My digital branches are growing. And I made $6,750 last month on swipes. Guess what? That feels good. And every one of you get the same opportunity I get because you're sharing this with other people and help them become digital branches. Now, why didn't I leave this freaky thing up here? It's simple. You want to know where your digital branch is? It's in your pocket. You're going to be able to do your entire TRANZACT card business at the digital branch office on your blooming phone. That's Erica in the middle. That's all her digital branches that she's brought in front level to her. Let's say you want to know what Henry here is doing. You double click on Henry, he moves to the center, and you see all of his personally sponsored digital branches. Plus all the statistics. You'll be able to swipe right or swipe left and see all the Z-Bucks that digital branch is accumulating and how much money you can expect to make from them. And then you're going to be able to turn your phone sideways. Who's heard of a heat map? You know what a heat map is? It's when you get poof, kind of like the fireworks. You're going to get a map of the United States. You're going to be able to hold it up, and Sharon's going to be able to go, see this? And they'll say, yeah, that's the United States. What's all those little fireworks going on? Oh, that's my card members in my community. Every time you see one of those little fireworks goes off, somebody's making a swipe and earning Z-Bucks, and I'm getting paid. Now, is that something you can be proud of? Yep. When's it going to go live? At launch? We've spent millions of dollars putting this together. We've got some of the best fintech partners in the world. We've got a bunch of banks that have lined up saying, we're in. It's never been done before. It's hard. It's hard to get everything working exactly right. You're welcome. I'm sorry. And come pull the wagon with me. How's that? You're welcome. I'm sorry. And come pull the wagon with me. Everybody sits around and scratches their head and goes, man, I wish I would have bought such and such and such and such. I wish I would have got Microsoft when it was trading at $4.20. I wish I would have bought Facebook and blah. I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when it was in the cents. We all wish. If wishes were fishes, we'd all have a fry. Folks, opportunity's knocking and it's right here. The opportunity to change the world one swipe at a time is knocking at your footsteps. I invite you to come be a digital branch with us. Go start franchising your franchise. Don't coin that. That's my saying. In November, you can all say it till the cows come home, but you can't do it right now. Would you rather own one McDonald's or 20? Would you rather own 10 Starbucks or one? You don't have to buy multiple digital branches. You get to go invite other people to make money so that they love you because you help them make money, which is that fourth thing that's cool. You get to leverage yourself. Guess what? Every digital branch make the exact same money as you do on your own. Hello? I'm doing this for one reason and one reason only. I want to change the world. Banks have taken it from us long enough. It's time for banks to do stuff.
And he shared with me his dream. I've known Richard for quite a while, but he shared with me where he was at. And we sat there and cried. Because I knew how this would change so many lives. It's just been an honor and a privilege to be with TRANZACT.
How many people in your group today?
Ouch, that's not a very cool question. About 1,200.
My name is Rima Wolfbrand. I'm from Tonga, and when Nina called me, I was at the time working and also give back to people that they really need our help. When Nina called me and I got in, and I realized this is where I needed to earn more money so I could bless other people's life. And I contacted my sister right here, and also our team are here, and I have a group of almost 500 people in there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatai Miley James. I'm very excited to be a part of TRANZACT Card. So my sister Rima Wolfgram, she contacted me when all of this got started, the very, very soft launch back in October. But Rima, she didn't preface anything. She just sent me the text and said, "Sis, get on the text." Now, a lot of you know Rima. She is really, a health and wellness guru. That's her area that she loves. She loves to help people be healthy. So anyways, when she sent me the information, I thought she was trying to help me buy a lotion, potion, and pill. We know how that goes. I've got those already. So anyways, fast forward, a good friend of mine decided to get into a lotion, potion, and pill. And as a good friend, I wanted to support her. This was about mid-February. So she says to me, "Ty, do you know anybody who has a big network in lotion, potions, and pills?" And I'm not demeaning or anything, I'm just being funny. And of course, who did I think of? Rima. That she had been trying to reach out to me since October. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, Juliet, if you make me call her, that means I've got to listen to what she's been sending me. She's been sending me stuff since October. And so, as a courtesy, I reached out to her. She's so gracious. She watched my health and wellness presentation, but then she had one too, and I told her, I'll look at your program. And boy, I tell you, I looked at it. The first couple times she sent me to updates. So I was like, people were talking about, okay, this is what's happening. So I couldn't figure it out. I told you, Rima, do you have an opportunity presentation? Because I really need to know what the business is about. Anyways, make a long story short, I finally got to the right presentation, and I watched it 3 times, and I saw what everybody else saw. I saw what John McKillop. I saw the dream that Richard and Linda here are talking about. And I'm just really super excited to be a part of it. And I just want to say big up to my team for coming out from California, Ray, Pastor, everybody, just coming out to support. It means a lot. And so if you're here, if you're wondering what this is, get your questions asked. It's an amazing platform, and I hope you're going to come on board and run with us. I'm going to pass it to Scott.
Well done. Good evening, I'm Scott Kupis. I'm from Orlando, Florida. And, I actually didn't get recruited by anybody, interestingly enough. I actually called John McKillop. So I play a lot of pickleball, to be honest with you. And I was looking for any products or services that might be interesting for people in pickleball. And I know John is in travel for a long time, very successful executive running one of the largest travel companies on earth. And I called him and I said, hey man, I'm looking for something, for pickleball. Like, what are you up to? He's like, can you help me out? He's like, hey, I'm starting this new company. Check it out. I'm like, well, tell me about it. And he told me real quick, basically it's this card, right? And after about 2 minutes, I'm like, well, gee, if that really works, like, yeah, everybody in pickleball spends money, So that's the first thing I thought of. And I spent 40 years in direct selling, so I've seen a lot and had a really interesting and fun career. So, and a very successful career helping hundreds of thousands of people. So if you see something that you really like, it's interesting. But most products and services in the direct selling industry are about the same, to be honest. So there's certain categories, there's health and wellness and skincare and a few other kind of items, travel items, etc. There's very few things that are unique. And so the first thing I saw about this was a lack of competition. So if you're looking for an opportunity, you not only want to be in the right place at the right time, but you want to have lack of competition. And so I said, wow, everybody knows how to use a debit card, which makes sense, right? So that's the ease of explanations. You have a lack of competition in that there's no direct selling companies doing this. They're not paying on multiple levels of somebody spending money. There's no auto ship here. People don't have to spend more money after they get started. They just spend money once and they keep using something. So you have something with no competition and you have ease of explanation. I don't have to teach you how to use a debit card. So the reason the business grows so quickly is you don't have to explain the ingredients and what doctor uses or it'll make you jump higher or something. You just have to know how to spend money, and Americans are good at that. We're a broke nation, right? So we spend money all the time. So it's the one thing we're good at in America. So we have 155 million people a week that are trained on our product already, and they just don't have it in their hands yet. So most companies you get in, you have to train everybody how to use the product. You don't have to train anybody here. And so if you have lack of competition, ease of explanation, and then you see ease of duplication, like massive duplication, that's really interesting. And so what happened for me, which is very true, I got started 8 weeks ago tonight, is when I saw it, and they had about 400 people in the company at the time. And after, it took about 3 weeks, and they got about 100 people. And it took 2 more weeks, and there was 100 more. And then another week, it took 100 more. And another 5 days, got 100 more. Another 3 days, got 100 more. And then another 2 days, 100 more. And then 1 day, got 100 more. And it kept going. And so in 8 weeks, it's over 1,100 people, 300 managers, 5 vice presidents, 25 senior managers. The business is, and what I like about it is I have hundreds and hundreds of people that have earned over $500 in just the last 8 weeks. So that's the ease of duplication, which is extraordinary. So if you're looking for an opportunity, you want to see that everyone's successful and they're active and they're doing things. And this is during pre-launch. This is during a time where the company's growing at a crazy rate, where things are imperfect, and because they're new, right? When you're with a new enterprise, you expect things aren't going to be perfect. So can you only imagine what will be like in 60 days, in 3 months, in 4 months, when everything, works exactly the way they designed it? And so the company you launch isn't the company you have in 60 days. The company you build in 60 days won't be the company you have in 120 days. It won't be the company we have at launch, and it sure as heck won't be the company we have when we have 2 million more customers a year later. So you're in the right place at the right time with a product that everybody uses, anybody can afford, and everybody needs right now. And that's why I'm with TRANZACT Cards. So I'm really proud of it.